Good morning and welcome to this week's Fisherman's Blues with me, Nigel Botherway, broadcasting live on talkSPORT 2. I hope you've had a great week, stayed safe and weathered the brass monkeys if you'd ventured out on the bank. A month into the latest lockdown though, and no immediate sign of the weather improving. Easterly winds forecast today, wrap up warm if you're going out. I finally cracked and I went fishing for the first time on Thursday, which was actually a nice day with the thermometer threatening double figures for a change. It was blowing a gale, but it was a nice warm southwesterly, so it was good to be out in the fresh air. The wind didn't make it easy for me though. As with the Thames a chocolate coloured raging torrent, I decided I'd go trout fishing. Sticking to government advice, I did a bit of Googling and I had cycled past it. A place called Felix Farm Trout Fishery in Berkshire, which is a handy 5 miles from me. And it was nice to meet Ray, who runs the fishery, with a smile and a friendly approach. We soon got chatting about rugby and fishing. It turned out his son used to captain Old Aberstonians RFC, who I remember vividly playing against over 30 years ago in a Middlesex Cup match. And that was in the days when the pubs weren't open all day, and Aberstonians is out Northolt way, and it wasn't in the most salubrious location. Guys on the pitch were all right, but there were a few, let's politely say, oiks on the touchline who sort of get turfed out the pub and come and watch the rugby because they knew as soon as the rugby was over they could get in the bar and have a drink. And I remember getting in a bit of a fight with my opposite number. Thankfully not Ray's son. It turns out he's a bit younger than me, but these guys on the touchline heard the ref lecturing me. I was captain of our side, and they found out my name was Nigel, and that was it. They were giving it out to me for the rest of the match, giving it the old Nigel, Nigel. And yeah, I got plenty of stick for that, but happy memories, great days. There were a few other anglers there too. They were all catching a few, including a really nice guy I met called Martin, a match angler who fishes for Browning alongside the likes of Pem Writing, but he's enjoying his trout fishing while match fishing is sidelined for COVID safety reasons. Can't blame him either. I laughed with him. You know, you think you've got a waistcoat. It's what I love about trout fishing. You've got a featherweight rod you can't even feel in your hand. Compare that with a sort of 16-metre pole. And then you've got a waistcoat with a few bits and bobs, maybe a little bag with a thermos and some sandwiches, or you can go back to the car for your lunch. Compare that to a barrow and your seat box and a battery of rods, etc. So yeah, he's really enjoying it. And he was good at it too. He worked out the fish were deep. He was fishing a sinking line and just tickling his fly along the lake beds, and he was catching some nice ones. Besides, he had a few stockies and they were lovely condition. He also banked a cracking rainbow that I didn't see him weigh it at the end of the day, but I reckon it would have gone about 7, maybe even 8 pound. So yeah, that was a lovely fish. The most successful angler there though was a lovely lady called Barbara, who seemed to be playing a fish every time I looked in her direction. I'd only had one inquiry until she kindly gave me one of her winning flies, which was a green tadpole, and it soon caught me 2 nice hard-fighting rainbows. I'd only bought a 2-fish ticket. I wasn't ultra confident what I was going to catch, and me being the vegetarian, I didn't really want to catch more than that because there was no catch and release policy. But my neighbour Kevin Jordan was happy enough with that. Him and his wife Irene had trout for tea, said they were very, very nice, as was the fishery. So as far as Felix Farm's concerned, as Arnie famously said, I'll be back. In fact, I don't know if you do it, I'm terrible. You get home that night and you're online trying to find some green tadpoles, buying a couple of other bits and bobs, and yeah, really looking forward to my next trip, and hopefully it won't be quite as windy and get my casting a bit more on point. But I was proud of myself. It was tree lined, and you're fishing in gaps in the trees, and I didn't lose any flies up the tree, and yeah, it was really good fun. Really enjoyed it. And the only trouble is I probably need to get myself an intermediate line, and that is going to cost a few bob, but worry about that another day. So that's my only fishing story of the week and the month. Come to that. What's yours?